What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Heartletics.com, your host, Coach Joe. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about your why. Not just anybody else's why, but your specific why. And why this is the deep-rooted success factor that you need to focus on the most, honestly, when it comes to in terms of your health and fitness goals. Now, if you guys are tuning in for the first time, welcome. My name is Coach Joe. I'm the CEO. I'm the owner of Heartletics.com, where we help guys transform their lives. Not just physically, right, with burning body fat, but most importantly, mentally, with giving somebody the right tools to not only reach their goals once and for all, but sustain their goals. We focus on the 7 essential fat loss habits for success. If you guys want to download the free guide, go visit Heartletics.com. It's fire. Anyways, let's dive right into today's episode, which is going to be your why. So here's the reality, okay? And I hate to, burst any bubbles out there and, whatever, but motivation is a lot of just bull crap, plain and simple. There's a lot of BS, right? Like motivation it's great. It's a tool, right? Like using MyFitnessPal to track your calories, it's a tool, but what happens? Eventually it gets pretty old, right? Eventually you're like, oh man, this kind of sucks. Tracking my calories every day, like tracking my macros. Eventually it gets old. So it helps when we coach clients into, hey, here's the fundamentals of tracking, but then here's easier tips and tricks on how to eventually have this intuitive eating approach where you're not tracking everything under the sun. Guess what? You can have that also when it applies to your motivation, your inspiration. Because let's face the facts here, people. Like, motivation is a great tool, but it's not going to last. We always say that there's a difference between pull motivation and push. Push is something that, it's like if somebody calls you fat, you want to get in shape, right? Or if let's say you don't look good in your clothes, right? And you look good in the mirror, you want to get in shape. You want to change that. But that pull motivation is like, hey, I want to do this because I know for a fact I'm on blood pressure meds, and like if I don't make a change, it's only going to get harder. Hey, I want to do this because I'm struggling right now to play with my kids, and I want to be an inspiration for them. I want to lead by example and have better habits that they can follow in my footsteps. That's your why. That's that pull motivation, and you need that. You need that. Because at the end of the day, like I said, that motivation, right? Here's the reality, right? It's not going to last. It's always great in the beginning. Have you ever done something before? I mean, this is me like all the time, right? Literally with any purchase that I ever make, I love it right at first. And then after, I don't know, a few months, it's just like, I mean, let's face the facts. Have you ever bought yourself let's say a brand new phone, and like you're like looking up cases and like you're like, oh, I'm going to take perfect care of it. And let's say you get that phone and you drop it on the floor. It's like your heart falls out of your chest, right? Your heart goes to your stomach. It's just like that deep feeling. You're like, oh, snap, like what just happened? But then like, think about it. A few months goes by, maybe a year goes by. You drop your phone. You stop caring as much as you did in the beginning. This, my friends, is called the shiny object syndrome, okay? Where anytime, right? This is why like, I think the big cult when it comes to like keto fanatics, they rave about it so much because, like, think about it, right? When you cut out carbs, you lose water weight, okay? Now, the most people out there, they don't know the difference between fat loss and weight loss. So they just see like, oh, the number on the scale going down, I'm losing body fat, baby. Yes, right? They're all pumped up. Shiny object syndrome. This is the best thing in the world. I just can't eat rice and can't eat bread, right? And I'm going to get shredded, right? But then what happens? Eventually it gets old. Eventually you go back to your old ways. Eventually you're like, oh, this isn't as like cool as I thought it was going to be, right? In the beginning it was great, right? You're losing weight left to right. But eventually what happens? You hit that plateau because you're losing just water weight, right? It's not purely body fat. There might be a little bit in there, but nonetheless, you hit that threshold. And then eventually, right, you just go back to your old ways. You just literally just go back to your old ways because nothing permanent happened inside of you. It was just this outward experience of like, oh, shiny object syndrome. Cut out carbs. I want to lose weight. Cool. Like, let's just do it. Boom. But then eventually, once again, like you don't have that deep rooted why. You need to have that why. Everybody needs to have that why. I have that why. And like, here's the thing. I'm only human. All right. My why is I want to inspire millions of people. My why is I want to show up for not like just my clients, but my family, my coaches. And every day I'm not just talking the talk, I'm walking the walk. And that's what you need to do also. What is your why? Like, honestly, like, think about it. Like, what is it that you want and why do you want it? Most people don't even know. Oh, I want $1 million so I can be financially free. Guess what? You're never going to make $1 million. And even if you did make $1 million, it's probably a lot better to make $1 million doing something that you enjoy doing. And then you don't even care about money because you're so passionate about what you're doing, you continue to do it. Successful people do what they have to do, whether they feel like it or not. There's plenty of days I don't feel like showing up to the gym. I don't feel like working out. But guess what? If I sleep in, who's that helping? Who is that helping? That's why I hate when people say, oh, I have to work out today. I have to go to the gym. Like, no, you don't have to. There's people that can't even afford going to gyms. There's people that can't even, let's say, have legs, right? They may be below knee amputees or something like that, and they can't even go to the gym. You get to. It's a privilege. And when you decide and make that mental shift that the things that you have in your life, it's a privilege. It's an opportunity. And you should be grateful for those things. Guess what? It's going to make it a little bit easier for you to show up each and every day. And like, hear me out. Like I said, like I get it. I really do. Right? Because like the winter months, I don't feel like waking up and doing my morning routine. I don't feel like showing up and going to the gym. But guess what? I know for a fact that's just going to feed that bad wolf. If I miss one day, eventually that might lead into 2 days. If I miss 2 days, eventually that might lead into 3 days. Which means I eventually might not even go to the gym. And then guess what? I'm going to be that fat, out of shape coach telling everybody I can get in shape, right? And I can help you burn body fat, get off your medications. But like, here I am, right? Talking the talk, but not walking the walk. Do you understand what I'm saying here, people? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Your actions, right, is going to branch off into, I always like saying this, like, whatever you do, that's how you do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything, hands down. So make that conscious decision that each and every day, right, you're going to live and feed your good wolf. You're going to focus on your why. No matter how bad it sucks in the beginning, how sore you are, how you don't want to track your macros, how you don't want to go to the gym, you don't want to go for a walk, you don't want to drink a gallon of water a day, guess what? It gets easier. When you focus on doing the things that you don't want to do in the beginning, it eventually gets easier. As opposed to you focusing on just doing the easy things in the beginning, where eventually it gets harder. AKA, let's just say cutting out carbs, because we already talked about that before. Very easy to do, but then guess what, right? Like, obviously, I mean, anybody can, raise their hand here and share their own opinions and maybe put it in the comment section if you guys are watching this on the YouTube video later. But have you ever cut out your carbs and you were able to stick with that for, let's say, over a year? I mean, somebody like myself that did keto, like a full ketogenic diet, we're talking 75% fats, aka lipids, 20% proteins, 5% carbs coming from just, like vegetables, peanut low ketone strip, making sure I'm actually in ketosis. Yeah, that was me for about 6 months. And I got shredded. I got ripped. But guess what? I hated life. So what was the point of me even doing that? Just a lot of wasted time. This is why you need to figure out your why. And you need to understand that, hey, in the beginning, it might be a little bit harder. Especially if you're stepping outside your comfort zone. It's always going to be hard. Life's always going to throw you curveballs, no matter what you do. Plain and simple. If you're in alignment with your goals and you're taking the right conscious steps each and every day to reach your goals, life is going to test you. Life's going to throw curveballs your way. But guess what? Showing up each and every day, having the right habits, putting in the right action steps, that's going to make things a lot easier for you to withstand those curveballs that life throws at you. So you don't strike out and swing and go back to your old ways. That's the reality. That's life. But it all starts with having that why, right? Mentally, you need to know it. Physically or emotionally, you need to feel it. When somebody says like, "Oh, Joe, what's your why?" Like I can say, "Hey, my mission here on earth is to inspire millions." And I'll say that loud and I'll say that proud. If I was going to ask you, "What's your why?" Do you even know? "Oh, I want to lose 20 pounds." Okay, great. Why? But why do you want to lose 20 pounds? "Oh, I don't know. I just want to look good." Guess what? Looking good doesn't get you out of bed in the cold winter months. But maybe because you want to have more energy, maybe you want to have improved sex life, maybe you want to get off your medications. Guess what? That's going to get you out of the bed. You need to develop that why. You need to develop that lion mindset. No ifs, ands, or buts. Start making a commitment to yourself first and foremost, not your friends, not your family. It's time for you to start taking action and you to start being selfish because guess what? When you focus on you, everybody around you grows. Everybody around you benefits from that because you're deciding to take the right action steps. And when you decide, you're giving other people permission to do exactly the same. It's called lighting the candle. And it all starts with having that fire deep down inside your heart. What is your why? Your desire to change must be bigger than the desire to stay the same. Let me repeat that one more time. The desire for you to change must be bigger than the desire for you to stay the same. This is exactly what happened with Coach Brian and how he went on to lose over 80 pounds. He was more afraid of staying the same. Overweight, high blood pressure, high body fat, lacking confidence. He was afraid of that guy. He didn't want to put any more years on his life staying the same. So he knew he needed to die. And you need to make that same conscious decision. And no, I don't mean physically put a gun to your head, but mentally, emotionally, maybe even spiritually, you need to die. And yeah, that sounds strict. Yeah, that sounds hardcore to the point. But at the end of the day, I'm a coach. I'm the best coach. I'm not a cheerleader. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear, right? I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. What you need to hear is time for you to start putting on your big boy panties, right? And start moving. Start doing the right things. Start making that decision to better yourself now for tomorrow's future. Some of you guys are waiting for that secret fat loss pill. Hate to break it to you, but it's never coming out. And then even when it does, guess what? The 1%'s getting that, not you, not the 99. Sorry. Hate to break it to you. That means you need to have work ethic. You need to show up each and every day. You need to make the commitment that no matter what, no matter the cold winter months, no matter the stress in your life, no matter you missing sleep and now you're dead tired, you're showing up each and every day because you're on a mission, baby. You're on a mission to become the best version of yourself. But it all starts with you first and foremost, taking that right step, taking that action, making that commitment to yourself for change once and for all. So here's my biggest tip for you to have success on this mission, right? Of developing your why, becoming the best version of yourself, not just physically, but most importantly, mentally. I want you all to be like me. I want you all to be able to walk around with your shirts off, feel great. You're getting compliments from all these people with how good you look. And every day you wake up, you feel so passionate about life. I want you to feel that way because it feels pretty damn good. Here's my tips for you. 1, you got to be stubborn. You got to be stupid. What does that mean? I'm not the smartest person in the book. I'm not the smartest person in the room. Nor do I care to be, because if I was, I got to find a whole nother room, baby. Right? Because I'm always trying to focus on personal development and grow. But what I mean by being stubborn is legit. You need to be dumb. That's it. Like, it's not the people that have these like, oh, here's how to work out properly and do all this and percentages and run rep max. And, oh, here's your macronutrients and meal timing and like, hey, focus on this post-workout nutrition and eat this, in the morning. Get that crap out of here. Just be dumb and show up. That's it. if you're dumb and you follow the 7 essential fat loss habits and you just don't give up because you're dumb, you will have success. I'm dumb. And guess what? My life is freaking great. And so what does that mean? It means that I'm too stubborn to give up. That's the one thing I will never do in my life is give up. Some of you guys are quitters, and some of you guys continue to give up week over week, month over month, year over year, and continue to feed that bad wolf, continue to have these bad habits because you don't care. And you're so used to feeding the bad wolf that quitting just feels like, hey, it's another day because you built up those bad habits. What are some other tips that I can give you, right, for being successful on this journey? Well, you got to be relentless. You got to be ruthless. And yes, that goes hand in hand with being stubborn. Here's the secret, guys. As long as you don't stop, you're going to see the results you're looking for, plain and simple. Like, that's it. That's it. Like, no more boo-hoo about, oh, but Joe, I've been in a plateau and it's been 2 weeks. Okay, keep going. It's been a plateau of you being in 2 weeks. Well, guess what? How's the past 2 years been of your life? No energy, fat, out of shape, no confidence. So you want to suffer for 2 weeks? You're going to complain about 2 weeks? What about the past 2 years about you feeding the bad wolf? What about the past 2 years of you not caring about yourself? And you're going to complain about a plateau because it's been 2 weeks? Get that crap out of here. Shut up and start moving more. Start eating more protein. Start drinking more water. Focus on the 7 essential fat loss habits that we go over, right? Download the free guide at Heartletics.com. That's it. But most of you guys, like I said, are constantly giving up. And it's not just you giving up on you, it's you giving up on your dreams. And when you give up on your dreams, you're teaching other people that it's okay to do the same. That, my friend, is a no-no. That, my friend, is not why we're on this earth. We are on this earth to spread our light. We are on this earth to spread our love. We're on this earth to encourage and help out those in need. And sometimes that means it's starting with you first and foremost. Sometimes that means it's you stepping up to the plate. Sometimes this means that you are doing the things that you don't want to do. That way you can help others to also do the things that they don't want to do. Let me repeat that. Sometimes that means that you are showing up and doing the things that you don't want to do because you know for a fact that's going to give other people permission to also show up and encourage them to do the things that they don't want to do. You want your kids to start, being active and stop being on their tablet and watching Cocomelon on TV? Well, guess what? Go for a walk. Lead by example. Bring them with you. You want your kids to start eating vegetable because all they eat is Ho-Hos and Twinkies. Well, guess what? Throw that crap out and you start eating vegetables. That's it. Monkey see, monkey do. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What are you doing today to help you and help out your family and help out your coworkers and help out your friends? And as we pull this all into a wrap, right, as we finish up this episode, what does it boil down to most? Having a strong, deep-rooted why. Because guess what? That motivation is BS. That motivation is not going to last. It's just like drinking coffee. First time you ever had coffee, wide awake. Now you could probably drink a whole pot of coffee and still take a nap afterwards. You need to have a why. What is your why? That's it. What is your why? Once you figure that out, and no ifs, ands, or buts, each and every day you're going to focus on showing up for you and servicing that why to help you reach the goals and live the life that you want to one day, becomes a lot easier. But remember, be stubborn, be relentless, be ruthless, don't stop, and you will have success. Guys, I really hope you guys got some value from today's episode. I'm dead tired. I've been up since 2 a.m. I had to take my wife and my son to the airport this morning. They're going down to Florida. I'm exhausted. After the gym, I showed up, after I dropped them off at the airport, showed up, went to the gym, crushed legs. Here I am recording this podcast before I have to bounce, and I have meetings every hour on the hour. But guess what? My why is bigger and stronger than any excuses that I'll ever make. Because I'm here to become the best version of myself. And if you want to become the best version of yourself also, go visit Heartletics.com. Plenty of different resources in there for you. We have some free video trainings. We have free fat loss guide that I mentioned. We also can obviously hop on a free discovery call and talk mano a mano about you and your health and fitness goals and helping you become the best version of yourself, not just physically, but most importantly, mentally as well. Guys, I really hope you guys got some value from today's episode. If you did, please like and share this with your friends. Like and share this with your social media accounts, whatever the case may be. Get this out here. Because at the end of the day, the more you share, the more you help, right? Inspire others. Guess what? You're once again becoming that little candle light, right? Putting flames here, putting flames there, and just helping people grow, become the best version of themselves. That's my mission on earth. And I hope that you guys all have the same mission as well, to just leave this world a better place than how you found it. With that being said, this has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scout.